Hi guys, this is a fallen tree. It's left this nice kind of wall, a nice kind of shelter. There's about 6 or 7 of trees that have fallen like this, kind of just in a 50-meter radius of here. This looks like the best one. It's one of the larger trees. The wall is quite flat, and more importantly, it's not actually too wet underfoot. A lot of them where the trees are toppled, it's just filled up with water. So this looks like the best one. So the plan is tonight, just going to do an overnighter here. I've got the tarp with me, so probably set the tarp up there facing the wall, maybe get a little fire going down here. This should act quite well, reflecting a lot of heat back. It's going for quite a minimalist overnighter tonight, so no cooker, just bringing a thermos of hot water to cook the food on. So it really is a minimalist setup tonight. I'm always impressed when I can do an overnighter just using the day sack. I've been experimenting a lot lately with just kind of efficiency. How few things can I bring out with me? So we'll just run through a little bit of the stuff I've got. So obviously 1 litre bottle of water. So for cooking tonight, I'm going to do the Ramen Bomb. Well, maybe technically a noodle bomb. So it's the instant mashed potatoes and ramen slash noodles. These were easier to find in the UK. So Bachelor's barbecue beef super noodles, and I'm going to cut some spam into it. And as I say, no cooker tonight. So what I'll be using instead is a thermos full of hot water. So I think this is a 1 litre thermos, but I'm hoping it's going to be enough to do the ramen tonight and hopefully make a hot drink with breakfast. Thermos flask. Breakfast was going to be tinned mandarins, so no cooking either for the morning. I've got the sleeping bag and bivy bag in there. I'm just going to use this to cook the ramen in. It's probably going to be quite bulky, so rather than using a bowl, I'll just use this. And if I find the hot water has got a little bit cold, I can throw the whole billy can on the fire just to get a little bit more heat into it. But that's pretty much it. Got the cup and tea for the morning. I'm expecting the thermos probably would have cooled down quite a lot, so I've brought this. This is a mint tea. This is actually from the French ration pack we did a video on a while ago, and that's pretty much everything. That's going to be everything for tonight. Super simple. I just wanted to experiment with this kind of minimalist, easy, like no cooker, really lightweight setup. You know, because if you've finished work and you just want to do like an overnight in the woods, or you're strapped for time, or maybe even just don't have much kit, this is a really good way of going. So we'll get the tarp set up, get a little fire on the go, and then we'll cook our dinner. So the concept of the Ramen Bomb is quite simple. It's just basically noodles slash ramen in the pot, mash in the pot, maybe some kind of protein source. In this case we have Spam. You can use tuna, whatever works for you. Mix it all up in a pot, add hot water, and you're pretty much good to go. So super noodles are in first with the barbecue sauce. I'm going to put these Idahoan mash in. I was really actually quite happy to have found this brand. A lot of the American kind of trail people use this brand, and funnily enough my local co-op here in the UK stocks this as the only instant mash they were selling. So that's the mash and the noodles in there. I'm going to put the hot water in and kind of let that start doing its thing. I'll cut the Spam up and add that once this is I want to try and leave at least enough hot water so I can make a cup of tea in the morning. Yeah, that should be about a cupful in there. There's many different ways you can do the Ramen Bomb. A lot of people do it just in a freezer bag to make it really lightweight, but I thought I'd just use this because it's going to be easy to eat out of at the same time. Just break it up a little bit. Right, I'm going to put the lid on that to just keep the heat in there. Let that start cooking. And start cutting some Spam up. So it's pretty much like a high carbohydrate, refuel yourself kind of meal. And obviously not for not much money. Noodles, instant mash don't really cost that much. Funny enough, in the UK, Spam is actually, if you actually buy the Spam brand, it's actually not that cheap. I think these cans are about like £2. You can probably find other protein sources that I think are actually better value. Something like tuna. Can of tuna in the UK is what, like about £1, so maybe half the price of this Spam. But I've gone for the Spam. I think it's going to kind of taste quite nice with the noodles and the mash. Spork. Okay, that's really starting to come together now. I think it's about the perfect amount of water we've put in there. Not too much, not too little. Probably add the Spam now. So it's a perfect meal, like if you're hiking, if you're on the trails, just easy, light, and highly calorific. Replace all your energy lost from a big day hiking. That's the Spam in there. I'll put that knife away, it's a bit dangerous. And I think that's really come together quite well. What do you think of that? I think it looks okay. I'm going to leave that there just for the noodles to fully soften up. Find some firewood, get a little fire on the go. The light is actually melting away quite quickly. It's only probably about, so only 10 to 4, melting away quite quickly at the moment. I'll get a little fire on the go, eat this, and then start getting my sleeping stuff out. So this is what it's like under the shelter. Just foam roll mat, British Army summer sleeping bag, and the Dutch bivvy bag. It was quite a wet night. I mean, it didn't rain, but there's a very heavy dew everywhere. Everything's quite wet. There's quite a lot of droplets and condensation on the outside of the tarp, but it was really cozy under here. This setup using a paracord line going up to the wall and just pegged in worked really well. It wasn't that windy, so no issues with that. It was only a summer sleeping bag. It's November, but it's still quite mild. It was probably like 10 degrees last night, so no issues with coldness. And the summer sleeping bag just packs down a lot smaller than most other styles of sleeping bags, at least military style ones. So I'm hoping there's still hot water left in the flask, make a tea and get a little bit of breakfast. Smells nice, that tea bag actually. It's a mint tea from the French army rations we had a few months ago. This is the test though, will we still have enough warmth in the flask. It doesn't feel scalding hot, but I think it'd be enough to make like a herbal tea. I do quite like English breakfast tea in the morning, but I find if the water's not like really hot, then you're better off going for a fruit tea. So hopefully this mint tea works out quite well. And while that's brewing, I've just got a can of mandarin pieces. So really easy breakfast, no cooker, using the thermos flask, and just some fruit. So the tea's only warm, it's not hot, but I think the flask has done quite well. This is the first time me using this flask. This is a Thermo Cafe by Thermos. I think all the brands are quite similar now. If you just get one of the tougher ones, if you drop it, it's not going to break. I think these are pretty durable. But that flask has done quite well. We took the water out for the Ramen Bomb about 15 hours ago now, and it still retains some heat, bearing in mind we only had like a little bit of water left, so it had a big air pocket to kind of lose a lot of heat into, so it's done quite well. A flask, what an invaluable tool. You can come out for an overnight in the woods, no cooker, no gas, no burner, and still have a hot meal. The Ramen Bomb, noodles, instant mash, anything like that, anything you can just add, dehydrated meals, anything you just add the hot water to. So I'm quite impressed with the Thermos. This one looks quite nice as well. I really like the coating it has. It's very similar to the Stanley mug I've got as well. This heavy duty paint. The French tea's nice. So that was woods overnighter with no cooker, only heating our food up with the thermos. Something different, guys. Hope you like it. If there's anything else you want me to do, I quite like these kind of different ideas, you know, going out overnight without a cooker. I've really been interested in going really lightweight, really efficient lately, but as it gets colder, we're going to start doing some heavyweight ones, taking the portable wood burner out, taking the levu out. As it gets colder, hot tents and stuff like that. If there's any stuff you want me to do, just drop me in the comments and I'll try my best to do it. Stay safe, have a great day, and I'll see you in the next video.